Well, greetings, everyone. Okay, I refuse to talk over the music. Anyway, this is Jim Wagner, and I'm back again. I missed last week. I was on vacation visiting my son in hot Oklahoma City. Fortunately, with all the tornadoes and everything I had out there, we didn't have any of that problem. Matter of fact, we didn't even get any rain. So, but anyway, I'm back. Glad to be back. Always happy to be talking about Ripple and what we can do for you and for the charities that are involved with our program. So we're going to get started here in just a minute. Let's try to give everybody a chance to get on. It's not quite 2 o'clock yet. And if you would, when you get on, just put your name and a comment in the chat box so we know who's here and have a chance to just to see who's all here and so forth. So, okay. Let me pull up my my PowerPoint presentation, and then we'll get ready to get started. Okay. All right, we are at 2 o'clock, so let's go ahead and get started. First of all, once again, this is the Rewards Ripple Solutions informational and training presentation. And I'm going to focus mostly about charities and what we can do for charities and how we can help charities. But in order to be able to show you what we can do, we have to be able to understand what Ripple is all about. So, but I ask you, please put your phones on vibrate and don't record the presentation. It changes from time to time. It gets better and better, hopefully. And so we ask you not to record it. There are recordings that you can send out to your family and friends to get them and the charities so that you can get them interested. So hang on just a second. Let me just get to one other spot here. Okay. Here we go. Okay. This is, like I said, the informational training session. My name is Jim Wagner again. I'm with Team Posicash. That's Dave's group. And I'm going to be your presenter today. And our saying at Ripple is play, enjoy, win, share, and give back to one who needs it. That basically says it all. We want you to have some fun with this, but we also want you to be able to help and share with charities that you might be associated with. Now, I want to go over a couple things, but first of all, I don't want you to overthink this. This is a very basic program, and it's based on reward points. That's basically what we're doing. We're talking about reward points, and reward points, I'm sure you get involved with those in a number of different places. You can look at airlines, hotels, grocery stores, games. I shop at Kroger, make purchases there all the time, and for those purchases, I get points, but I have to use them for gas. And I save a lot of money on gas, but that's the only thing I can use them for. With Ripple, you're going to see that you can use those reward points on a number of different things and just about anything that you can think of. So, having said all that, let me just start off by saying this is a rewards program with a twist. Okay, we are not just trying to help you with rewards points, but we're trying to help you help charities also with reward points. That's the biggest significance. You have a way to give back through this program. So this is a new transition. We're going beyond just personal gain, and you're allowed to, in this program, reward half of your points that you earned to charities that you may be associated with. So before we start in anything else, let me just show you a brief video about Ripple so that you can get a chance to understand exactly what the program is. And then I'll go into more details after the video. So here we go.
Welcome to Rewards Ripple Solutions, better known as Ripple. This is a quick video intro of what Ripple offers to their members. As you know, there are many opportunities being offered on the social side. It's about making you rich with their next big product. As you and I know, they are not always what they say they are. So let me begin by telling you we're not a business opportunity or a get-rich-quick scheme. Ripple is a free platform designed to help charities and struggling people around the world. The Ripple platform allows you to earn free points daily, which you divide 50-50 with a national charity, and use your points for your day-to-day necessities. Let's explain. Every time you play or participate in any of Ripple programs, you're always helping charities around the world. And the best thing is you have the opportunity to pick which charity you want to earn points for, and can change that whenever you want. On the Rewards Ripple platform, we offer many different games, surveys, and postings you can post on your social environment, where you receive points. Then these points you can use on the Ripple auction site. Yes, that's what we said. You earn free points where you can use them to bid on your day-to-day necessities, like groceries, hygiene products, food, and many other items that you may be short of in your day-to-day life. Wow, you may say, but it even gets better. Sometimes we all get behind on our bills, whether it's rent or your utility bills, or maybe you are late on a student loan or credit card payment. Well, just go to the auction site and bid on Make My Payment for Me. Crazy, right? But it doesn't stop there. Additionally, on the auction site there are luxury items, things like cruises and vacations, airline tickets, even cash money, and all these are free to you if you win the bid. The more games you play in, and the more postings you post, the more points you receive. Then simply place your bid on the product you want. And don't forget, every time you win, your points are divided 50-50 with the you're playing for. And guess what? They can go to our auction site and just like you. In fact, we're setting a new standard for charitable organizations, as they don't have any of the red tape they normally have to go through with a traditional donation. It's simple. Let's say the nonprofit organization is looking for a pallet of water or warm clothes. They just place a bid on a pallet of water, or the warm clothes they're looking for. And if they win the bid, the product is immediately shipped to the people or organization they're trying to help. It truly is a game changer for charitable organizations. Think about it. As soon as they win the bid, the product is on the way to make a difference. No red tape, just results. In the meantime, let me tell you how this can be life-changing for you and your family. Every time you refer somebody to this exciting program, you get 20% of their winning share of points, and what's even better, 10% of their winning share of points goes to your fundraising program or vacation fund. Make sure you visit our website to get a full understanding how our referral and fundraising programs work. So, sign up and start telling your friends and family or anybody you meet about Ripple, as every time they play and win, you win points. With some of our partners, you can even win real cash all for playing in their games. So again, share this new incredible platform with your friends and family, which will make a difference in their life just like yours, as they can win their day-to-day necessities just like you. And remember, it can be anything from groceries, pay a bill, or cash. And don't forget, if they win, you win. At the same time, you're doing by for charity point to make to the need the help. I make a little difference in your life by getting the day-to-day necessities, or the odd luxury items. How can you do this, you may ask? It's real simple. Our advertisers play an 8 to 12 seconds video in our games, advertising their products that fit your profile. And if you want to purchase through the ad, you often are giving a discount. By you watching the advertising, Ripple generates an income that we purchase products for the auction site, where you are able to bid on the items that you want. It's truly a win situation for everybody. Sign up now and we thank being a game-changing platform, refunds for charitable organizations around the world. The revolution starts now. So make sure you join us on one of our weekly webinars to find out more. As we say at Ripple, play, enjoy, win, share, and give back to one who needs it.
Okay. As you can see, Ripple is a game changer. And like I said, the uniqueness of Ripple is not just about personal gain, but it's about contributing to charities. We call it I play, we win. Every time you play and win points, you split those 50-50 with the charity of your choice. So if you have a local charity that you're working for, every time that you would play and we're in a game and you win points, you split those 50-50 with your charity. So you win for yourself, but you also win for your charity. Now, every once in a while, we'll have a charity that needs special help, and we will give all of the points to that charity that are coming out. But that's rare. Most of the time, it's going to be split 50-50. So our vision is to create a community where everybody benefits, and you're going to see how that's going to work here in just a second. And it's also going to give you an idea of how you can make meaningful contributions without a burden for yourself. So how are we going to do this? Okay, first of all, we don't want to create a burden. You've got enough burdens now, so we don't want to create any more. But at the same time, we want to give you a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. Along with that, we want to create a solution, and that solution can create some excitement. So let's explain how that's going to happen. First of all, no burden. There is zero cost to become a member and start earning points. Zero. So that's no burden at all. So just play a game, win some points, use those points for your everyday necessities. But also the sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. How do you get that? Well, if you're like me, you get just about every day, you're getting something, either an email, a letter, or a phone call from a charity. And they're asking for donations because all charities, everybody knows all charities are hurting right now. Well, now you can help those charities without having a financial burden to you. You were playing a game, they get points, they can use those points to pick things that they need, in addition to you getting the things that you need. So we want to create a solution. We talked about helping charities, but we want to help you too. You got any financial needs? Well, we want to help with that. And that's really crucial. So if you need, different things like hygiene items or food or whatever, we're going to be able to help you supply those through the auction. And excitement. Well, everybody wants to be a winner. And in this program, everybody can be a winner. Here's how. Well, first of all, you've got to figure out points, okay? And you've got to earn points in order to be able to get the things that we've been talking about. So how do you get those points? Well, we have multiple ways. First one is referrals. You get points every time you refer somebody. And again, this is all free. You refer somebody, they sign up, you get points, they get points. We have a winner's circle, which I'll explain a little more in detail in a few minutes. Our first game coming out is called Match It. And I will, again, go through this in a little more detail so that you can see exactly how this works and how the points work. We are really excited about the next one, sports games. This will be interactive sports games where we're going to be doing all kinds of sports. Like in America, we do football and basketball and baseball and soccer. Around the world, we'll be doing things like cricket and rugby and tennis and you name it, any kind of games that you can think of. We're going to have opportunities for people to get in, watch those games. And as they're watching those games, they're going to get asked for opinions. They're going to say, what's going to happen next? And you have your say. That's what we call it, have your say. And when you go there, you're going to have your say. If you're correct, you get points. If you're incorrect, you don't get points. So, but there's also other ways that you can get points. And one of them is surveys. From time to time, some of our sponsors will ask you to complete a survey after you've been to their establishment. If you complete those surveys, it helps them in what they're doing so that they can make sure that they're on track, doing exactly what they want to do and meeting the needs of their customers. But for every time you fill out a survey, you get points. And we're going to have much more points, many more ways that you can earn points as we get down the road. So the question is, what do you do with those points? Well, it's simple. You take those points and you convert them into your everyday needs and necessities. We're going to have an auction site. It's going to look something like the picture on the right. That's not ours, but it's going to be something very similar to it, where you would go in there and place bids on items. And just to give you an idea, here's some categories that we're looking at. And you can see different things like here, like transportation things, bicycles, food baskets, credit cards, you name it. You're going to see lots of things on here, categories that you can choose from in order to play in the game and bid on in the auction. And you may look at this and you may say, well, there's nothing on there that really helps me in my situation. Well, we accept suggestions and we'll work with you. We'll try, if you have something that you'd like to see on the auction, just let us know and we'll see what we can do to get it up there. So, but let's get back to the auction and how it works. This is a different type of auction because we call it a second chance. Here's how it works. First of all, you can only make 3 separate bids on an item. If you get that item within their 3 bids, that's yours, and you get it immediately. If you don't get it and somebody outbids you after your 3rd bid, you lose those points. But you don't really lose them. It's actually a good thing because, for instance, let's say you're having there's a bid for a food basket, and you can look at the example on the right, and there may be 100, there may be 1,000, there may be 10,000 people bidding on the same item. But let's just look right here. Tom and Sue are bidding on this, and Tom bids 10, Sue bids 11, Tom comes back and bids 12. Sue says, I still want it, so I'm going to go to 13. Tom says, well, I really want it. I'll go to 14. And if everybody drops out at that point, Tom gets that bid for that food basket at 14 points. But Sue says, I'm going to go to 15. So she bids 15 and she gets it. At that point, when she bids and gets that food basket, Tom loses those 14 points, but he doesn't really lose them. Here's how it works. He and everybody else who bid 3 times on that item, all the points that they have bid go into a holding bucket. And they go into a holding bucket until November 1st of every year. Why? Because that's the time of the year when we're going into the holiday season. And everybody's looking for gifts and food and extra things that they need during the holiday season. So now you got those extra points now that are going to be divided equally company-wide on November 1st of every calendar year. And so it's not just your points, but everybody who lost points goes into that bucket. And then it's shared equally. So you're going to have lots of points that you can use around the holiday time to help you with the things that you need to get for those holidays. And that's what makes ours a difference. But now the charities are different. And I want to go into a little more detail here and take a little more time with what we can do for charities. So how do charities benefit? First of all, they have a special auction. Charities don't have to bid against their people. They have a special auction just for charities. Lots of the same items are on there, but they have their own site. The second thing, and this is really important, while people and players lose their points, charities do not. They keep their points. So we don't want to penalize charities when they need something. They're going to be able to continue to bid and keep their points so that they can get the items that they need to fulfill their mission and goals. Here's another thing. This is huge. The charities that are accepted, and I'll show you that in a second, get listed with the charities that people can play for. That's, now you can go to your people and you can say, hey, listen, sign up for this game, play this game, and when you sign up, they're going to ask you to play for a charity. You just pick our charity. Maybe it's a church, maybe it's a civic group, whatever it is, you play for that charity. And when you win, you split 50-50 on the points with the charity. Also, how else do you get your organization known? Because it's not just your own people that are going to play for you. You're going to find people around the world that'll play for you. We're going to ask you to send us an 8 to 15 second video. That'll be placed in a rotation of videos that players have to watch before they play in a game. So now in that video, you can express your needs, express what you're looking for, what you're trying to do, what your mission and goals are. That's up to you. You put on there whatever you want. It's 8 to 15 seconds. And I'll show you in a second. It also takes them back to your website if they don't win points on that particular thing. So also, we're going to put a link to your website on Ripple's website. So when people go to Ripple, they're going to see a list of charities there, and they're going to look down and they're going to see yours. There's going to be a lot of interest and curiosity, and they're going to check you out. And that's a way to expose your organization and what you're trying to do and get some additional support financially, and also maybe get some additional people that are interested in what you're trying to do, and maybe become your full-time supporters as well. So how do you take advantage of this? Well, first of all, we need to know that you want to get in, you want to be involved. So there's a form. You just sign up on the form and let us know that you're interested. But that's not the end. Next thing you have to do is you got to supply us some information so you can get approved. Now, it's not a hard process, but we have to have information so we know you're a legitimate charity. And if you are, which in most cases you will be, we'll approve you. Yeah, we just don't want, just somebody who's running some sort of a stand on the side of the road getting approved to get points. That's not the purpose here. What we're trying to do is help legitimate charities with their missions and goals. So once you get approved, you want to talk to your supporters and let them know, first of all, that they can play these free games, get points for themselves and your charity just by playing games. And just maybe show them the video, and I'll show you that in a second. But these points that they get can be used to bid in auctions, and you can tell them what they can get in the auctions. And maybe if you have a special project, maybe you need a new roof on your building. Say, hey, play these games, get your points, split them with us, and we'll use those points to bid on a roof for our building. You also want to share the Ripple video with them so they have a full understanding of what Ripple is all about and how it helps everybody. And then put Ripple on your website. Make sure that you are saying positive things about Ripple and how it's helping you and how it's helping them and what Ripple can do in everybody's life at this point. And then also promote Ripple to your social media, through your social media. And again, and I just put this in there, supply us with a short video about your mission. That goes without saying. You'll definitely want to do that because that's exposure for you and your company. But let's step back a little bit and let's talk about the Match It game and how this works so that you can get a general idea of how you choose charities and also earn points and how those points are split and broken out. So first of all, when you go to this game, first thing that's going to pop up is it says, sign in, build a profile, and then make a choice of the charity that you want to play for. So I have a list of charities. You just go down, pick the charity. Most cases, it's going to be yours. And that's the charity, so that any points that you win are going to be split 50-50 with that charity. So once you've done that, then they're going to take you to the site and they're going to tell you to pick out a pattern. And if you look here at the left side, it's a pattern of a heart, as best we could do with squares, in a hand. So it's a hands holding a heart, trying to help. And how it works is at the bottom you're going to see. First thing it's not going to have numbers there. It's going to say, click here to see a quick video before your number is revealed. And so you click on it, that 8 to 15 second video then shows. After the video shows, it comes back to the pattern. And if your number is in that pattern, then if you look at the one on the right, it turns gold. And if it doesn't if it's not in the pattern, it turns red. And that's actually helpful for charities too, because what happens is after it turns red, it takes the player back to the website of the charity that they watched the 8 to 15 second video. Again, more exposure for you. Helps get the word out what you're trying to do. And they're at your website. And at your website, you can offer them different things. If you need some help with something, you can say, hey, if you guys will help us with this, we'll give you some additional points. And we'll work with charities to give them the opportunity to be able to help with those points. And we'll work with that too. So now, if you get the full pattern, then you get additional points. But every time you get a number in your pattern, you get points. So it's a great opportunity to win points and be able to share with your charity. So how are the points split? Well, first of all, again, 50% go immediately to your charity, 50% go to you and your winning line and the people that you have brought into the program and the people that they have brought into the program. And I'll show you exactly how that works here. If you look at the line on the left, Sue played in a game and she won points. but of the points that she won, first of all, she split those 50-50 with her charity. And then she gets 20% of the ones that she won. Of how much did she won? Well, you might say, well, wow. How come she only gets 20%? Well, it's important. You'll see why in a second. But in addition to her, Tom brought Sue into the equation. She signed up through Tom on Ripple, and Tom gets 20% of her points. And you sign Tom, and you get 20%. That's pretty good. So that's 60% that goes up the chain, up the line. Now, I mentioned Winner's Circle before. Winner's Circle is a very, very interesting thing. I'll explain it in a little more detail, but just know that 10% of all the points that are won in that game go into Winner's Circle. And so that's going to bring us to 70 points. Now, there's still 30 points left over. So let's see where they go. So now if you look down and you see on the right side, the winner is you at this time. And you won, and let's say you won 200 points. Well, 100 points obviously is going to go to the charity. The other 100 are split. So you've gone 60%, not lost them, but 60% has been split on the left side. And now the 30% are also split. But of that 30%, you don't get any. You say, what? How come I don't get any points for my charity? Well, it's really a good thing, because if you look at this, you brought in Pete, and Pete gets 10% of that 30%, or 10% of the total that came over. Then Jack also gets 10%, and Paul gets 10%. So their charity or their vacation fund. And so you might say, well, I got nothing, but they got nothing. Let's look at it in another way. As you look at, let's say that you had sponsored Pete, and then Jack, and then Paul. Pete, there might be 100 Petes or 1,000 Petes. And of those 100, there might be 100 Jacks and 100 more of other people, and then thousands of Pauls. So if this is you over here, if you're Paul, you are now in the process of getting 10% on maybe 100,000 people. And those points can add up very quickly. So you gladly give up what you gave to get 10% of what 100,000 people may have won. So that's where 100% of it is going to go. Okay, so obviously the recipe is get as many points as you can. So how do you get points? First of all, referrals. We talked about referrals. Every time you sign somebody up, you get 5 points. If you get 25 people referred, you get 25 additional bonus points. And you'll have it in your back office. You're going to see exactly how many points you have, and how many referrals you have, and so forth. Then, in addition to that, you have an opportunity to get into the Winner's Circle. We're still building the Winner's Circle, but we're going to cut it off at 100,000 members. So you want to get into this quickly, because this is huge. Here's how it works. All the points that you saw that went into that Winner's Circle are going to be divided up. The only requirements to get in there is you have to participate in one auction a month and sign up one new member total. Not every month, just one. But you do have to do one auction a month. Then all that money that was from that 10% pool is now split up equally at the end of the month between all the individuals in the Winner's Circle. So again, you may have hundreds of thousands and eventually millions of people that are playing in these games, losing points, and they go into the 10% or getting points, and 10% of the points that they get go into the Winner's Circle. And you're going to get to share in those. So you don't want to miss out on the Winner's Circle. So get signed up now, be part of our pioneers, help us get this going so we can really make a difference around the world. So you might say, where do you get the money to pay for all the products on the site? Well, that 8 to 15-second video, most of it's going to be from sponsors. Charities will be on there too, but most of it's going to come from sponsors. And sponsors, this is one of the greatest forms of advertisement that they can have, because they're going to have a select audience that they can advertise to. And so they're willing to pay for that. And the more people that we put on our program, the more they're going to pay, because it's a value to them. And so they're going to pay based on how many people we can put in. So we want to put as many people into our program as we possibly can, because like I say, the more that we put in, the more they're going to pay. And now these are only examples, but we have been in conversations with quite a few of these people, and they're ready to go as soon as we open the doors for Ripple. Now, also on your dashboard, you're going to be able to invite people. If you look on the right side of the dashboard, there's a QR code that you can get sent to your family or friends. They can download that. It takes them to the site where they can sign up and start earning points. If they don't have the QR code, there's a code. The code is actually underneath there. You just copy it and paste it and send it to them. Say, hey, just go to this place, sign up. It's free, and you can start playing games. So that's about all I have for this today. And I thank you for coming here today for the training. We do have an update call with Dave on Saturday at noon, New York time. So you want to make sure you get on that call, because you'll get the latest information of what's going on with Ripple. And continue to pray for Paul. He's still suffering, and we want him back as quick as we can, but he's going through some pretty tough physical times right now. So, but anyway, get back to the person who invited you to the call today and get signed up. And you can also check out our website if you like. And so with that, let me just say thanks again for coming, and God bless. Once again, I forgot the keyword, and you can see it there. It's Winner's Circle. Thank you, Sylvia. I appreciate you so much. You are such a blessing. So the keyword is Winner's Circle, so you can get your points for being on the call today. And I apologize for not giving that to you sooner. I need to put that in my PowerPoint presentation, and I will for the next time. So again, thank you.